Today on Outdoor Oklahoma, we look back on one of our state's greatest conservation success stories through the eyes of one special hunter. Then it's off to western Oklahoma, where biologists are waging war against habitat loss. And last, we find out what you can do to help migrating pollinators. Right now on Outdoor Oklahoma. Well, hello and welcome to Outdoor Oklahoma. I'm Todd Craighead. Without a doubt, the restoration of the white-tailed deer is one of North America's greatest conservation success stories. And we're going to start out today's show by seeing how this story played out here in Oklahoma through the eyes of one very special hunter. It's often said that the greatest wildlife conservation story in American history is the restoration of the white-tailed deer. Although plentiful today, the whitetail was on the brink of extinction around the turn of the last century. Consider this: the U.S. Biological Survey in 1890 estimated the wild white-tailed deer population of the United States and Canada at about 300,000. Last year, hunters took more than 109,000 whitetails just in Oklahoma alone. That's fully 1/3 of the number believed to even exist just a little more than 100 years ago. The magnificent success story of deer restoration also played out in Oklahoma during the mid-1900s, and Fred Manous of Antlers witnessed much of that process.
You know, people nowadays don't realize that the shortage of game that we went through, I think they would appreciate it more if they just realized where we came from.
Mr. Manous was born in Atoka, and when he was 5 years old, his father died and the family moved to Rattan to run free-range cattle.
We started out hunting just rabbits or squirrel. We wouldn't take rabbits till after frost, and we never heard of deer when I was growing up, but I always wanted to deer hunt, and my folks didn't hunt, but it's just kind of, I think it's just kind of in you if you want to deer hunt.
In 1949, when he was only 13, Mr. Manous had his first opportunity to go to deer camp.
It was hot. We rode horses from Rattan to Lost Lake, which is about probably 10 or 12 miles. And while we were up there, it came a blizzard. And we had to ride horses all the way back to Rattan. So I learned early to take a jacket with you, take a coat if you have to. Yeah, 1949.
On that trip, Mr. Manous recalls the men going hiking, but they left their guns at camp.
And we came out across Cloudy Creek and started up the mountain. A big old buck was standing in the road, and that's the first deer I'd ever seen in a while. Then next season I went, I saw a fawn, and I bragged about that for the whole year because deer were scarce as hen's teeth.
And since his folks did not hunt, it wasn't until after he married that he started hunting deer with his father-in-law.
And I guess the first time deer season ever opened up, well, he had gone. He was quite a hunter and a fisherman. And I kind of watched him, and he kind of took me under his wing, and he didn't necessarily tell me things, but I watched everything that he did because he had good rules and good morals. Probably the first deer I ever killed was a 26 pointer in 1965. I think I'd hunted 11 years before I ever killed a deer, but it was a good one. The only thing is they've got smaller ever since. Oh.
Mr. Manous recalls the many changes that have happened throughout the decades since he started deer hunting. When he started, hunting seasons were only 3 to 5 days long. Now archery season runs for 107 days and gun season runs for 16 days. In 1936, the year Mr. Manous was born, Oklahoma held a 5-day deer hunting season restricted to 7 southeast counties, and hunters took 375 deer.
Hunting is just evolved so much. I'll see more deer coming to work in the mornings on the highway than I used to see in the woods, so you can imagine how things has changed. Then, if you saw a deer, it was a good season. Now, if you harvest one, it's a good season. We see, you might see 20 and 30 deer in one day now, when you wouldn't see that in 3 or 4 years when I was growing up.
Roads were few into the remote areas of southeast Oklahoma in his early days. He recalls deer camps would line the popular roads just one after another, and there was an important social component in deer hunting then.
It was like a town. For the deer camps, they would just lie. All of them had to camp along that road.
As more roads began piercing the heavy forests, the deer camps spread out and hunters became more isolated. When Mr. Manous was in grade school, he said a game ranger, as they were called back then, showed up and presented a program. The crisp green uniform and spit-shined boots made quite an impression, and Mr. Manous decided right then that he wanted to become a game ranger. In 1967, his goal became reality when he was hired by the Wildlife Department. He was issued a pair of pants and an Army shirt, and he recalls his wife washing them every night. He saw many changes in his 30 years as a game warden. At first, his department vehicle was a 4-door sedan, and by the time he retired, he was cruising in a 4-wheel drive pickup. Mr. Manous became a local legend partly because of his weekly column he wrote for the Pushmataha County newspapers.
Guys that teased me about it, I told them I used a newspaper more than I did a pistol, because every week I can tell them what I want them to know and inform people and let them know what you're trying to do. They're more likely to help you.
But the biggest change he has seen during his years of hunting is the restoration and growth of the deer population statewide.
Like when I first started to work, we were trying to get 5,000 deer in a season, and now to get that much probably in Osage County.
Another change that concerns him is the decline in the number of hunters nationwide, which poses a threat to the future of our great American tradition. He urges current hunters to do as he's done in passing along the hunting tradition to the next generation.
We should take these young people and teach them the right way. Kids learn more by watching than they do by listening.
He's always told novice hunters to appreciate the game they pursue and go ahead and harvest their fair share. But always do the right thing and it will pay off. When bag limits are followed, the game is being managed properly, which ensures the next generation can enjoy the same resources this generation enjoys.
I would encourage young men that maybe have slacked up hunting or have got their mind on something else to try to remember what it was like when they're a child. It doesn't matter if you're 83 or 40 or 20. If you're at a deer camp, everybody's equal, rich and poor. And if a young man would remember what it was like and start over, just be that little boy. Just be out there and enjoy it. Look around and just smile to yourself the gifts that the good Lord gave us to enjoy. You don't have to make it hard labor. Just slow down and enjoy. It's lovely.
Something that hasn't changed in his 83 years is the joy that hunting can bring. Being in nature, being alone, pondering whatever comes to mind, and witnessing the sights are all experiences hunters can cherish. Mr. Manous says most people today want instant gratification, but the key to enjoying the outdoors is to slow down.
Some people never see a beautiful sunrise, and those sunrises this year has been pure gold, just coming up, and sunsets that are beautiful. And if you can get your kids and grandkids to see those things, why not take advantage of it? Don't miss that. Enjoy it.
He recalls sitting in the deer blind with his grandson when a bobcat crossed in front of him.
You don't get to see that sitting on the divan or uptown. You've got to get out there in the woods and be quiet, be still.
But Mr. Manous realizes hunting isn't everyone's passion.
There's no words for it. Either you love it or you don't, and I love it.
And he's loved it for 7 decades without fail. This past year, Mr. Manous was out in the woods with his son for deer gun season, continuing their lifelong tradition. And his bonus, he harvested a buck on opening day. One way that you can help to preserve Oklahoma's rich hunting heritage is to share with us your stories. Coming up next on Outdoor Oklahoma, sometimes wildlife management is more about partnerships. We're going to look at one particular case in western Oklahoma where 3 conservation partners, the U.S. Forest Service, the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife, and the National Wild Turkey Federation have all come together to help fund a simple, direct management technique that has instant benefits. In western Oklahoma, wildlife biologists continue to tackle the challenge of keeping the landscape wildlife friendly. Historically, western Oklahoma's grasslands and prairies were managed through natural fires caused by lightning storms and sometimes campfires. And it's easy to see how a fire could happen out here on the arid, windy plains, with a yearly rainfall in some areas almost reaching 17 inches. It's just dry. So what's a wildlife department biologist's main frustration? The water-greedy Juniperus virginiana, known as the eastern red cedar. These trees rapidly seed and, without fire, quickly encroach riparian zones and choke out valuable wildlife habitat. In order to combat cedars, biologists and concerned landowners started reintroducing fire through prescribed burn plans. These fires, which are closely watched and heavily managed, are a really useful conservation tool. But fires sometimes are not enough, and a more direct approach is needed. And that approach is called mastication. Marcus Thibodeau, the biologist for Black Kettle, Pack Saddle, and Ellis County WMAs, has seen quick results from this inexpensive management technique.
So this is an example of one of our active riparian enhancement projects we've got going on. So this was a riparian area that was identified as being too choked out or encroached by cedar trees and other undesirable woody vegetation to where turkeys would avoid it or not utilize it. So after working through that process with the NWTF and even some of our partners at like the U.S. Forest Service, like at Black Kettle, we've hired some contractors to come in and open up these roost tree sites. So what they do is they masticate all of the eastern red cedars and undesirable woody vegetation. So mastication literally means to chew up. So they have mulching heads on these heavy pieces of equipment like the one running behind me that come through and chew up all the undesirable woody vegetation and leave it clean. So historically this would have been done by fire, but since that's been suppressed, happening naturally, this stuff has become way overgrown, and with the invasive eastern red cedar really just choked out the turkeys from being able to use this area. And so we bring this equipment in and they bring it back down to this manageable level so that in the future we can come through here and control it with fire. We see turkeys responding to this habitat work immediately. Even with these big machines running, we'll see turkeys start to filter into these areas and make it home. And all of this is paid for by the turkey hunters of Oklahoma and the National Wild Turkey Federation. We also do cooperative projects with the U.S. Forest Service. So we just want to thank and acknowledge all of our partners in making this turkey habitat great again for our in-state and out-of-state hunters that come out here.
All this new habitat work in western Oklahoma makes me think I need to schedule a trip out there soon to hunt. You know, sometimes wildlife management involves big, heavy equipment. Sometimes all you need to have an impact is a garden shovel. More and more lately in the news, we hear about the importance of pollinators. And our own Gina Donnell just recently took a trip to the OSU Botanical Garden to get tips on positive pollinator plants.
Hi, David.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well, thanks. How are you?
Oh, doing well.
Awesome. Well, thanks for meeting us here. For those that aren't familiar with our beautiful background, can you explain where we are and what your guys' role is here?
Sure, you bet. This is the OSU Botanic Garden, and it's actually part of our research facilities as well. So we have about 100 acres total.
Wow.
Where we have a lot of research going on and trials going on with turf. We have a big turf program here, as well as nursery production and a lot of other things. This site right here is our studio gardens for Oklahoma gardening, and we have about 4 acres of manicured gardens that we use for taping and filming the show there.
All right, so you guys are definitely focused on plants, and from the wildlife department angle, we're really thinking about the wildlife aspect, and we're so excited that there's so many places and things that homeowners can do to make their property a little more wildlife friendly. So we were hoping we could kind of meet here and talk about some of the different plants that landowners may end up putting in their wildflower
Sure,
garden.
yeah, you bet. We have a lot of plants out here, and obviously they're not all native plants, but we still have a lot of great plants that we can use, and we have a nice little native plant garden right here.
Perfect.
We have other native plants spread throughout the garden, but this one's kind of focuses on a lot of the natives that grow here. And you can see there's some that are blooming right now, so this is late in the year.
Right.
Great fall, fall plants and plants that provide pollination.
And there's a ton of pollinators.
Yeah, pollen
right
and
here.
nectar for a lot of our pollinating insects. And so this is a neat plant. I really like this one. This is one of the silphiums.
Okay.
It goes by compass plant, cup plant, actually rosin plant as well. But I like it because I do like the fact that this one has the leaves are attached right at the stem. There's no petiole, providing a little cup.
Okay.
So when it rains, or if you're irrigating, it'll catch water there, and that provides a source of water for our insects and birds and things like that.
Great.
But the insects love this plant. It grows 6, 7, 8 feet tall under ideal conditions. Yeah.
So
and
it'd be a lot of good screening cover too.
Good screening cover, yep, and it's a perennial, so it's going to come back every year with no problems at all. This is another plant that's very common throughout Oklahoma. This is called snow on the mountain.
Okay.
And it is an annual actually, and will come back from seed very, very easily. And it's very colorful this time of year. It's one of the euphorbias.
Okay. Great.
Also very tough plant, will grow in just about any type of soil and growing conditions.
Great. So one thing that I'm hearing from you on both of these plants seems to be that they're pretty low maintenance. So somebody that doesn't really have a green thumb, they might be able to grow these in their own backyard.
They should be able to. A lot of our natives, again, are adapted to our climate and our growing conditions, so they do pretty well. Now, remember too that natives, not all of them are quite as attractive as these plants are.
Not as showy.
Not as showy, and some people would even consider some of our native plants as weeds,
Very true.
But they do provide, they are a good resource for our wildlife.
Great. Well, these are 2 great plants. Can you show us a few others that we might be able to put into incorporate in a wildflower garden?
Let's go take a look at some more.
Awesome. Thank you.
This is another garden that I wanted to show you. This is our sun perennial garden, and we have several species in here that, again, are excellent perennials for fall and for the pollinators. This is one of our natives called ironweed, and there's actually several species within Vernonia, which is the genus.
Okay, look at that color. It's beautiful.
Yeah, aren't they gorgeous? I just love them. They grow all over the state and actually eastward.
Okay.
And they're very tough. You find them growing along the roadsides, and they provide this excellent color late in the season.
So I feel like I may have seen ironweed growing in the roadsides, but it wasn't quite this tall. Is this a different species?
There are different species, and some do grow much taller than others. But we also water a lot in this garden, so the ones you see growing along the roadside, they're not getting cared for quite as much. So sometimes in the garden they'll grow a little bit taller than they would out in the wild.
Okay. Perfect.
And then another one that's very popular, a lot of people are familiar with this one. This is the goldenrod, the solidago species.
Okay.
And it has these bright yellow flowers, but it also gets a bad rap because it blooms the same time ragweed blooms. And ragweed is actually what causes a lot of the hay fever, the allergies this time of year.
People may be blaming this.
They might be blaming this, yep. It actually has a heavier pollen than the ragweed does, so it's not going to be flying around in the air. So it's the one that gets the bad rap. But it's an excellent native species, has beautiful yellow flowers in the fall. And then this group right here, we actually have several plants. These are all the milkweed plants.
Okay.
Some Asclepias, which makes up a lot of the common milkweeds that we have, found growing all over the place. And these are obviously very important to our monarch butterflies.
Sure.
They all bloom at different times. Some bloom earlier, some bloom in really dry sites, some prefer more moist sites. But we have several different species that grow. Actually, I think there's almost 24 species of Asclepias that grow throughout the state, and are very important, especially to the monarch butterfly, but other butterflies as well.
So not only do they provide pollen for pollinators, but they also serve as a host plant, correct?
Exactly.
Oh.
So they provide the nectar and the pollen for the butterflies, but they also act as a host plant for the larvae, which is very important, especially to our monarch butterflies.
Sure. Do you know any other host plants that the larvae might be able to feed on?
Yeah, so the passion vine is an excellent host for the fritillary butterflies. Dill is great for the swallowtails, and there's a number of others.
Perfect, thanks. Do you have any other plants that you'd like to show us?
Sure, yeah, let's go take a look at a few more.
All right.
Let's walk up here. There's another species, very popular, very common, are the helianthus species.
Okay,
so the sunflowers, yeah.
Great.
And they're obviously very popular plants. There's annual as well as perennial forms of helianthus.
Okay.
And they provide, of course, great pollen sources for a lot of our pollinators. But also, after they start going to seed, they're a great resource for our birds as well.
Yeah. Really popular for birds.
Yeah. And then one more down here I wanted to show you. This is another Vernonia, or ironweed, that's native to eastern Oklahoma.
Okay.
And this one's called Vernonia lettermanii.
Okay.
The leaves are more needle-like, very thin.
Okay.
So it has a really nice soft texture, but still provides that beautiful purple flower.
Yeah, that's nice. Great.
And then, we've been talking about perennials, but we have a lot of other native species, especially woody plants, that are great pollinating plants. They typically bloom earlier in the year. We have some great ones like the sumacs. There's several different species of sumacs, and they're great resources for a lot of wildlife. And then one of my favorites is the buttonbush, Cephalanthus species. Those are so cool. I just love them.
And they're the ones that grows by water, correct?
It does. It grows it's typically found growing along the stream banks and ponds and lakes. So they do like the moist growing conditions.
Okay.
But they actually do really well in a normal landscape situation.
So we've seen a lot of great plants here at the Botanic Gardens of OSU, and the department has our Landscaping for Wildlife book that kind of shares some of these tips. But do you have any other resources that you could share with us?
There's a lot of great resources that are available, lots of stuff online. One source in eastern Oklahoma is the Kerr Center.
Oh, sure.
And they actually have a wonderful publication that's available online about pollinators. There's the Xerces Society, of course, and then a number of other fact sheets and other resources that you can get online. And then when it comes to buying plants, and that's the big question, that's what everybody wants to know, where do I buy all these plants you've been talking about? The well-established or the larger nurseries will often carry some of our natives. And then we have some really good nurseries here in the state, Bustani Plant Farm here in Stillwater.
Okay.
The Wild Things nursery, they actually sell, I think, mostly to at farmers markets and places like that, events. They don't actually sell out of their store, I don't believe. And then there's Sunshine Nursery out in western Oklahoma. Those are just a few of the native plant sources that we have, and great plants people that work at those places.
Well, great. Well, we really appreciate you sharing your knowledge of Oklahoma's plants with us. It's been really helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
From great conservation success stories of our past to those that are still being written today, I hope that you're proud, like we are, of what Oklahoma is doing in our great nation's conservation story. For all of us at your Wildlife Department, I'm Todd Craighead, and we'll see you right back here next time on Outdoor Oklahoma.
Get taking over.